¿Qué onda, vatos? Thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. So let's go ahead and talk about the Viper saddlebags that I had just installed on my Harley-Davidson. Somebody commented, I'm not going to pronounce the name because it sounds a little funny, but they mentioned, hey, the TCMT saddlebags are also pretty neat. They're also ST bags, and they're a little bit more expensive, but they do bolt up. It's a bolt-on item. So I decided to go ahead and make this video just to kind of show you guys the comparison in case you guys were wondering, the Viper bags versus the TCMT ST bags. So if you guys remember, you guys saw my video, these are pretty close to the ST style bags. You guys can see they're clamshell style bags. As far as build quality and everything, you guys seen my unboxing video, I am pretty impressed. These are 100% fiberglass, so they are pretty sturdy. They also have weather stripping on the inside. They're waterproof, lockable, really quite neat. But this is one of the deals here is they're 26 liters. They're half the size. All right, so I did mention that in my video. Just wanted to, of course, just bring that up because that is pretty significant. They're half the size. I believe they look fantastic on the Sportsters, but you guys can decide if they look as good on the big twin, on the full frame big V twin Harleys, which are the Milwaukee 8 Softails. Yeah, you guys can see they're provided with the hardware, and there's also images. They have images somewhere on their website where they have a bunch of Lowrider S with these saddlebags. All right, you guys can see. I did, make the comment that on this setup with Viper, they're identical bags. The left bag and the right bag they're identical. They're the same size. They're not lopsided like they are on the ST. So let's go ahead and look at the TCMT, and then we'll do an overall comparison. So this is the kit from TCMT. You guys can check it out. It's $520. The Viper bags, they're currently on sale for Sturgis. So you can pick them up for $350 right now with the coupon. All right, $350, which is pretty neat. And you also have 4 interest free installments of $42 a month with shop pay. So you could get these zero interest at $42 for 4 months. That's pretty neat if you qualify, of course. So you guys can decide in the comments. You guys can tell me what do you guys think. So these are the TCMT. These are identical of the ST bags, all right? Same size, luggage capacity. Like I mentioned, they're twice the size of the Viper bags, but like I mentioned, the right saddlebag is significantly shorter than the left one. You guys can see from this image, you guys can clearly see the right bag is shorter, which is like the one con to these bags, all right? Looking at, of course, this kit, this is the $520 kit. This kit provides you with everything, the mounting hardware, and you also have the docking hardware on the actual frame by your passenger foot pegs. If you have an aftermarket exhaust, it might not fit with these bags, or the right side bag might not bolt up. You need a specific bracket. So if you have an aftermarket exhaust, or if you're planning to buy an aftermarket exhaust, you have to make sure you get the one with the FXLRST, because that has this bracket. So some of the manufacturers do have this bracket. If you already bought your exhaust, if you already bought an aftermarket exhaust, you would have to contact the supplier or the manufacturer for the FXLRST bracket. You could do that, or you could also somehow figure out how to weld this onto your existing bracket if you don't want to contact, or if they don't have one available for the STs. So you guys have to make sure that the FXLRST exhaust system that you have, or the exhaust system that you do have, has the mounting point for your saddlebags. So let's go ahead and look at, of course, what you get with the FXLRST. They claim that these are fiberglass and ABS. So I'm guessing the inner saddlebag, which is this, where you mount it, I'm guessing this is probably fiberglass, and then the outer shell, which is the one right here, I believe this is ABS, because they claim it's ABS and fiberglass. So I'm guessing the inner saddlebag is fiberglass to give it that sturdiness, And then the outer piece, I'm almost certain it's ABS. So it's injected, mold injected ABS. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know because I haven't had hands on with the TCMT saddlebags, but I'm just providing you guys with a little bit of knowledge, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what route you want to go. So like I mentioned, the Viper bags, they're even. They are smaller, but you know, style wise, if you don't care about capacity and you want them to look even and you want them to be a little bit more sleeker, a little bit more minimal, because some people they don't like larger bags. I believe the Viper bags, they look fantastic. They have locks on them. They provide you with a key. They have the lever, same thing. You guys watch the unboxing, you guys can see how they're built and, you know, the overall finish. That's, you know, one thing where I kind of consider these at a con, or some of the cons, was the size. You know, the weight could be something as well. They weigh in at 20.5 pounds worth of hardware. I would say, you know, that's probably a little bit of a con, the weight of them. But like I mentioned, they're heavy duty. They're built like tanks. These saddlebags, fiberglass. The inner saddlebag and the outer saddlebag, they're all fiberglass. So that's that. So the con, like I mentioned, the capacity, the weight, and I would say probably the finish was a little bit of a con, because all the swirls, and of course the compound, the residue, all this other stuff that was still on the finish itself. I'm currently painting my saddlebags to match my Sportster, so I really didn't find an issue with them because I was going to paint them anyways. So I would say the other con would be the installation process. Look, I have a lot of experience installing saddlebags on bikes. I've been doing it for a while now. I've done a lot of different saddlebags. I've been able to make them fit on just any bike. I've had metric, the Evos, fuel injected, Sportsters, my Lowrider S, you know, both of my Sportsters. I've been able to install saddlebags on all of my bikes. But the installation process on this one is a little tricky. It is going to take you a minute if you haven't done it. If you guys watch my video step by step, you could probably get it done within an hour. You know, doing it by yourself, you might be able to save some time if you have somebody to help you. You could probably, you know, cut that time shorter. But for the most part, it's going to take you a minute to install it, and you'll also need tools. So you need a drill, bits, stuff like that. They do provide you with the hardware, and they do provide you with spacers and all this other stuff to fit it on a Softail Milwaukee 8. If you guys install it on something else, then, you know, you'll have to visit the hardware store. Not a big deal. But I was able to make it fit on my Sportster when it's not meant for a Sportster. Let's go on to the TCMT. The installation process is going to be a lot easier. All right, you know, it's going to be a lot easier. It's pretty much a bolt-on if you're installing it on a Lowrider S. Could you make this fit on a Sportster? I think you can. You'll have to drill your struts and then make a mounting hole on the Sportster. I'm almost certain you'll be able to make it fit. They will hang probably a little low, maybe, but you know, you can make it fit. Yeah, I think you can make it fit. Of course, you'll have to move them, you know, towards the back of the bike. But you know, that's pretty much the same on both as far as the turn signals, because you know, that's also a concern that people have on with these saddlebags. You guys can see it right here, a little fitment note right here. You'll need to relocate your turn signals on your bike. All right, you'll have to relocate your turn signals. They have a kit here. You can also buy a kit from Harley-Davidson. They have a kit to relocate them. You guys can see it on this bike. On the STs, they have it mounted on your tail light. You could also buy the kit from Harley-Davidson to relocate them. You know, I would say just eliminate them or buy alloy art strut lights, and that's pretty much it. But of course, that's going to extend the install, because you have to relocate your wires, and then you have to, of course, solder and do some electrical work. But you know, as far as the tail light, the turn signals relocation, you'll have to do them on both of these options. All right, you can't get around it. You could probably move these closer to the seat to kind of get in front of the turn signals, but it's really gonna it's gonna compromise the look of the saddlebags. I've seen somebody tilt the Viper bags, the back of it, they're tilted upwards, so they're tilted right underneath the turn signal. I don't think it looks good. I think it really compromises the style of the bags and the overall look of the bike. But if you don't want to do electrical work, I guess you could do that. I would advise against it, though. I would say do it the proper way. You're spending this much money. I know $350 is not that much, but you know it's a brand new bike. You might as well do the extra work so it looks, you know, fantastic. So it looks great. I would say the pros over the Viper bags with the TCMT, of course, the installation is easy. Bolt on, you know, that's easy. You just replace the strut bolts. Do they have the images here? Here, right here. So you got these little bolts right here. You would just replace those on your struts, and then of course you would add the brackets that mount to the bottom of the saddlebag. You know, that would make it a lot easier, quicker, easy install, 100%. Another benefit of the TCMT over the Viper bags is the capacity. You have twice the capacity with these saddlebags. Yes, one's lopsided, like this one. Yes, one is lopsided, but as far as capacity, you're gonna get twice the capacity. You're not gonna be able to fit much on the Viper bags. So these ones, there's more capacity, and they also have a little bit additional accessories when it comes to some of the other aftermarket guys, suppliers or manufacturers. Like I believe Advent Black or somebody, Hogworks, somebody has inner padding for these saddlebags. Another benefit as well with the TCMT saddlebags, they're a quick disconnect, which is fantastic. That's great. That's awesome. You could quickly disconnect these or unmount them on your bike. You guys can see the latching system. Easy. All right. You could really take these off. I believe they're the same as your regular your bikes, because you can see the latching system right here. All right, you can see the image. You can see it. They also provide you with additional hardware. You guys can see the black ones at the bottom. You can see the black ones. Those are for your docking hardware for like a sissy bar, or of course a tour pack or something. You could quickly do that as well. So you have two different options when it comes to the latching system. So these are a quick disconnect, which is, like I said, it's fantastic. It's great. I like that. So, and I believe weight wise, they might be pretty close. I'm not sure if this mentions anything about the weight. Is there any description here? You guys can let me know in the comments if you guys seen the weight on these. It doesn't say how much they weigh, but of course you guys can see the little note down here for, you know, as far as the installation of the turn signals. You guys will have to relocate the turn signals on most of the bikes. Anyways, like I was saying, the only thing when it comes to the turn signals, the only bike that you don't have to relocate them would be the Lowrider ST. For the most part, all the Softails you'll have to relocate your turn signals. But like I mentioned, the quick disconnect is another huge one. The capacity is another one, and then of course the install, and of course the install is also another big benefit over the Viper bags. So for, like I mentioned, a couple extra bucks, you know, that like I said, that depends on you. You guys can let me know in the comments which one would you probably consider leaning towards. The Viper bags from Viking Saddlebags for currently $350. I think normally they sell for $465, or you guys can get the TCMT bags for $520, free shipping, of course. And you also get a set of locks too as well. You have locks. They're lockable. They are ABS, but capacity, quick detach. As far as the build quality, I'll have to see them in person or do an unboxing. If TCMT wants to provide me with some saddlebags, I'll be more than happy to record and post it on the channel, just to kind of see, so you guys can see my first impressions or my thoughts on the saddlebags. But I'm pretty certain they're just like the Harley-Davidson ones, because these are exact replicas. And I bought a lot of TCMT parts for both of my bikes, my Lowrider S and my Sportsters. So I have TCMT products on both of my bikes. I don't have a deal with the quality or anything like that. The finish on my FXLRST fairing was fantastic. I made an unboxing. You guys can take a look at that video. I'm pretty sure the finish would be just as good on these saddlebags. So they look good. You know, they look good style wise. I like them. I've always been a fan of the FXLRST or the Sport Glide saddlebags. Of course, Harley-Davidson sells theirs for $1,500 currently. These are 1/3 of the price. These are $500, and they give you everything. I don't know if Harley-Davidson provides you with the whole kit, or if they just provide you with the saddlebags. But before, you would have to piece these together, and they were somewhere around $3,000. So that's that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching yet another video. You guys could go ahead and share your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys would lean towards too. TCMT or the Viper saddlebags. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.